Hello, my name is Marcello with 3S Shooting Sports Software. Today I'm going to show you how to squad. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to open the squatting program. So right above the exit button you'll see squatting. Click on that and then that'll bring up this screen here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a shooter. So I want to pull up George and enter in his ATA number here in this box. And then I'm going to click Find. As you can see, these panels have become active and his name shows up down here at the bottom. So I am going to find a spot for George on the first event, and here I showed that I could put him on squad 5 post 2 or post 4. So I'm going to select add from the buttons over here, and then I'm going to double click and add him. So let's say that he no longer wants to be on squad 5 post 4 and instead would rather take 7-3. What I can do is come over here to where it says delete, double click on him. It'll ask me if I'm sure if I want to remove him, and I'm going to say yes. And then I'll select add again, and I'll move him to 7 post 3. Let's say that he says that he wants to save post 2 for his friend. I'll come over here to save post and then double click on 7-2, and as you can see that has now saved that post for his friend. Now over onto the handicap event, I'm going to try to find a spot for him and his friend. However, things look pretty full, so I'm going to say I need 2 posts empty, and then I'm going to click the multiple empty button. And here it's showing me that I could put him on squad 15, but the yardage is going to be too much, so let's see where else I could put him. Alright, so I can put him here on squad 17. So once again, he wants me to save a post for his friend on post 2, and he wants post 3. So I've gone ahead and added him to the handicap event. And finally, we'll do this for the next singles event. So on post 3, I'll add him, and then I will save the post for his friend. Okay, so let's say that his friend comes up and he doesn't have his ATA card. I can click the member by name button, and that will bring up a list of all the shooters who are in the tournament. So I can start searching for a name. So I'm going to look for Alan David, or I can look up David Allen. And here I can see that Alan David J is the shooter that I'm looking for, so I'll just double click on him, and it'll automatically fill in his ATA number and make him the active shooter. And since he's shooting with George, and I'm not 100% sure where I squatted George earlier, I'll click on by name underneath the locate squatted shooter box, and then I'll look up George Cook, double click on him, and here it has already found George in the grids. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll up and find that saved post, and I can see that I have a post saved on 2. So instead of clicking the radio button over here and double clicking, I'm going to use the keyboard shortcuts. Now, this is highly suggested that you always use the keyboard shortcuts because it is a lot faster and it's a lot easier once you figure them out. So I'm going to click the keyboard button here, and I'm going to see that A is to add a shooter to the event. So I'm going to click on 7-2, and then I'm going to press the A key, and that'll add David Allen to that squad and post. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to press the A key, and I've added David Allen. Now, if I want to move David Allen from 2 to 4, I can go ahead and press the D key on the keyboard, and that'll delete him from the event. It'll ask me if I'm sure. I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to add him to post 4. Now, let's say that there's still a save spot on post 2 and I no longer want to have that spot saved. I'll just press the C key, and that'll clear the post. So now let's say that we have a shooter who wants to have post 3. I can just come over here and say preferred post 3 and then click on empty post. It'll ask me if I want to start looking from the first squad or where the cursor is currently put at. Since I want to start looking from the first squad, I'm going to click yes. And here it's already shown me that 6-3 and 3-3 are the available post 3s. So I can just go ahead and click add. Or if he doesn't like squad 6 post 3, I can just click empty post again and then say no. And now I can see that 8 post 3 is the next available post. Now, let's say that we want to make Todd Whitaker the active shooter. I can just select him in the list and then press the spacebar. I'm going to say yes, and that'll make him the active shooter. Or if I just want to see where he squatted for everything, I can say no, and then that will show me what squad and post he is on throughout the rest of the tournament. So I'm going to do that again and make him the active shooter. And I'm going to move him from post 1 to post 4 by pressing the D key and then hitting the spacebar to say yes that I wanted to delete the shooter. And then I'm going to use the arrow keys to move down to post 4. I'm going to press the A key. And now he is on post 4. Now let's say that I know that Todd's not going to show up for the rest of the shoot. I can just say, press the R key, and it'll say, this will remove the shooter from all remaining events. And I'm going to say yes. And now it's going to go through event by event and ask if I want to clear him out. I'm going to say yes, 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 and yes. So now I've removed him from all of the remaining events. He is pulled from the shoot, and it'll say remove function complete. Click done button to reset the program. And so now when I click done, I have successfully removed the shooter. Now let's pull up George one more time, and let's say that we want to jump to squad 25. I can just type in 25 up here where it says squad, and I can press enter. And here we can see that these squads are blocked out, so we're not going to be able to squad on any of those. So we can tell him 18 post 5 is the next available one I have for you. So I'm going to go ahead and try to add him in here, but as you can see, he is already in the event, so we can't add him again. So we have to press the D key to delete him, and then jump back down to the squad where we just had him, 18 post 5, and I'll press the A key, and now I've successfully moved him from squad 7 post 3 to squad 18 post 5. Now, let's say that you used pre-squad and you want to see who all of your no-show pre-squads are. You can just punch in an ATA number and then click the no-show button up here, and that'll show you that both Grady Kim and Mike have missed one event according to this legend down here. And so if we want to, we can hit the space bar, select yes, and we can delete them. And now both of those posts are open, and we can squad somebody else there. Typically, we put it into the program for any shoot that we run that pre-squads will be released 20 minutes before the first event of the day starts. So let's say that nobody shows up for the handicap. We'll clear out those pre-squads and open up those posts for our shooters who are actually there. Now, the other option that you can do in squatting is you can select this empty filter here, and it'll only show you the posts that are empty. So once you add in a shooter to that post, they will disappear. This way, if you have a shooter who is rather picky about their squads and is taking up a lot of your time, you can just select empty and then basically stick them in any empty post and not let them see who they're shooting with. Sometimes that is kind of a necessary evil. I know I've had to do it a couple of times when I've had shooters who spend 30-45 minutes picking 2 events. Next time they come up, I'll select empty and say, oh, our squatting rules have changed. I can only put you in an empty post, and just kind of stick them where I can. So that's pretty much all there is for squatting. Our biggest suggestion is review the keyboard shortcuts. Make sure that you have these memorized because it'll speed up squatting tenfold. Personally, when I use the keyboard shortcuts, I can go through 2 or 3 shooters compared to the person who's standing next to me using the buttons in the same amount of time that they can get through one. So I highly suggest you get familiar with the keyboard shortcuts. You can also find those in the manual.
If you have any questions, feel free to email us at support@shootingsportsoftware.com or call us at 1-801-396-7800. If you like that video, hit the thumbs up button. If you'd like to see when we post new content, hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to receive notifications on when we post new videos, hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching.